This video is about learning how to make money working part-time from home. And my name is Spencer, and I actually had 5 years of experience doing this, and I really like it. I'm really excited about it. I'm really glad about what I'm going to teach you. So I'd like to start out with having you see this. This is my example for today. I have a $10 bill, and I want to show hands. Who thinks they would like to take this $10 bill and trade it in for a $100 bill? Okay, show of hands. All right, yeah, I want to do it. Yeah, I'm totally raising my hand, super high. Okay, I want to see you raising your hand too, all right? So imagine if you could take this $10 bill and trade it out for a $100 bill. If you could do it 10 times in a day. Would that not be the coolest thing ever? Would that not help you out so much in your life? Well, I'm going to show you guys 5 different ways to do this. And it's all about finding good deals. Where do you find stuff that you can buy for $10 that you can sell for $100? Okay, there's 5 different places. We're going to talk about all of them right now. And I gotta say, technology has made this possible in so many ways that didn't exist 10 years ago. So I'm going to share with you some of that stuff that can help you out a ton. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is estate sales. You can find estate sales online, either going through Craigslist, or you can Google like local estate sales, and you can go to estatesales.net, estatesales.org. Finding them, that's great. Okay, once you're there, that's where this mentoring starts. Okay, estate sales are like a gold mine. Okay, the following tips will help you make extra money at estate sales. Tip number 1: be the first person to the estate sale. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you got to get up early, okay, on a Saturday or on a Friday or on a Thursday. But if you're number 1 in line, you have first choice of anything that's for sale, and you can find really good deals at an estate sale. Things that maybe the people at the estate sale missed, they didn't price right. You basically develop a niche for stuff you're really excited about, that you really like, and you can do really well at that. So I always get there. I like getting there early so I can first choice. I also have a lot of friends who do estate sales, and when the estate sale's over, they will call me and I can come pick up a lot of the leftovers, or I can buy them at a reduced price. Tip number 2 is you want to pick your niche. Okay, it's going to be hard to be an expert in everything, so find some things you're good at. When I go to an estate sale, the first place I usually go is I go to the home office, and I buy stuff inside the home office that's actually very valuable that a lot of people don't even see or recognize or realize. I also buy media items that I know that I can resell for a lot. And then I go out to the garage, and the garage has more value in it when the car isn't parked there than when the car is, because there's so much valuable stuff that people buy and they don't use. It ends up in their garage. They think it's worthless, and guess what? You get a great deal on it, and you can resell it for close to the retail value. So I've been doing pretty well at this. Let's see, tip number 3. Download a pricing app. So, like, I got a cell phone right here, and this isn't even an expensive phone, but this one works fantastic. It has 64 gigabytes RAM. I love it. Okay, so what I do is I download seller app for Amazon Seller. You can also download an eBay app, and you can use this when you go to find out what things are worth. I like Amazon because it tells you what the product is worth, and it gives you a sales rank, which will tell you how long it will basically take you to sell the product. So even if you find things that you've never purchased before, you have no idea what they're worth, well, having a phone with an app on it will make you like the genius, and you'll know exactly what a product's worth, and you'll know exactly how long it will take you to sell that product. It doesn't even take very long to learn how to use an app. And this will really make it profitable for you to go to estate sales and just make a killing. Okay, so tip number 4 is used items are still sellable. A lot of people think that because an item is used, it no longer has value. Well, guess what? That works out in my interest, because I know a lot of times I can sell used items that are in very good condition for about 20 to 25% less of what the new one sells for, which is still a ton of money. Keep in mind, a lot of products that you find in people's homes sell for like $300 or $400, and if you're buying them for 30 or 40 bucks and reselling them for even $250, you're making quite a large return on your investment. More than half of the, or probably more than half of the items on Amazon are used, and some of them are worth quite a bit. So we're going to talk about the next category, which is garage sales. Garage selling is as exciting as going on a treasure hunt. You never know what you're going to find. and you often do find a lot of treasure that's hidden in garage sales. A lot of items hold their value for a long time. That makes buying them a pretty good deal. In fact, 90% of all the stuff I sell is actually used because I get such a good deal on it that I don't mind buying used and reselling items as used in very good condition. So I want to tell you guys again, I want you guys to download an app for your phone, either the seller app or the eBay seller app, and that's going to make a huge difference to you. Another thing that I'm going to tell you about garage selling is that you also want to buy stuff you can sell locally. You might as well, right? You're already there, you find a great deal, you know you can sell it on Facebook Marketplace for 3 times or 4 times what they're asking. You know, especially like if I find a dresser and they're asking 20 bucks for this dresser, and I've seen that exact same dresser on Marketplace or on Craigslist for $100, guess what? I'm totally going home with it. I'm probably going to offer them $15. I'll take it home, I'll sell it for $100. And you don't have to worry about feeling guilty about making money off other people, because guess what? This is their junk. This is the stuff they didn't want. This is what they wanted to get rid of. And a lot of times, you know, if you don't buy it, they'll end up taking it over to the thrift store and they won't get anything for it. So you're doing them a favor, you're paying them cash, you're helping them. This process is called upcycling. It's not only not good for them, but it's also good for the environment. You know, there's less waste. And it's called upcycling because you take something that has this much value and you add to it. It has this much value now, and you resell it in a marketplace where people are actually looking for that product, where they actually want it. So for instance, that dresser that I purchased at the yard sale for 15 or 20 bucks, it had this much value to the guy that was selling it. But the person that's buying it from me had been looking everywhere, and all the dressers they've been looking at were priced at like $125, $145. Guess what? I put my dresser up for $100, and they are saving money. They're paying $40 or $50 less than what they would have buying it from somebody else when they buy it from me. And not only that, I also created value because I created an $80 profit margin right there. And that money was created by me because I created the value, because I went through the trouble of taking a really nice picture, of listing it up, and finding the right buyer for that product. So it's really exciting. I used to, oh man, I've been doing this for 5 years, and I love dealing with people. I love being able to give people good deals. If somebody comes to me and they're like, oh, I have a hard time, you know, my house burnt down, you know, I'll be like, okay, yeah, no problem. I'll sell you this dresser for 75 bucks. And it's no big deal because I can go out and find another one, and I can do the same thing over and over and over again. So that's really, really exciting. So another thing I want you to do when you do your garage sales, this is a super good tip, plan ahead. Okay, so I want you to go, you can use, there's a lot of apps out there that will help you, like Treasure Hunter or Garage Seller. You can go in and you can actually categorize your garage sales. Put in the address for each one and what order you're going to go to them from. Okay, and then another tip for garage selling is you always want to start early. Okay, so if you start at 9 o'clock, you already missed more than half of the stuff that was out there for sale that you were going to make money on. Most money is made before 9 a.m. in the morning. I typically will find $1,000 before 9 a.m. and $1,000 from 9 until 12. Guess what? I worked way harder from 9 until 12 than I did from 7 until 9 in the morning. I usually like to start at 7 a.m. You know, when they say the early bird gets the worm, they're actually just talking about garage sales. It relates so perfectly to making money trying to yard sell. Remember that garage sales are seasonal, and in the winter you might have a little bit of hard time finding them. They're still out there. They're still good deals, but the very, very best time is probably in the summer and in the fall. I do phenomenally well at yard sales. I have to tell you guys a few stories actually. When my wife and I go garage selling, we sometimes find up to $1,000 an hour of stuff we can sell. We start by looking for anything that's new or originally very expensive. Those are the items that are going to have the highest resale value, obviously. And another great way to sell your items locally, another great way is to look for items that you can sell on Facebook Marketplace and on Craigslist. Remember, you want to buy low and sell high. And if you buy these items, you might need a truck, so a trailer. If you're buying big stuff, you don't have to buy big stuff, but you can. Alright, so I want to tell you guys another example that my wife had is that a few weeks ago, my neighbor was having a yard sale. I went over there, I bought 2 thermostats from him. He was asking $2 a thermostat. I didn't bother worry about negotiating because the next week I turned around and I sold them both on Amazon, one for $50, one for $65. So they were brand new, sealed in the box, beautiful thermostats, and I was able to take actually just $4 and turn it into this. So that was really fun and exciting for me. So the next thing I want you guys to talk about, I want to talk about another thing. My wife and I went to a yard sale, and they were selling medical gloves, and they had like 30 boxes of medical gloves, and I was like, well, what do you want for them? She's like, well, I want $2 a box. I was like, I don't know if I can sell this. How about if I give you a $1 box? Lady said, sure, that sounds great. So I gave her 30 bucks for 30 boxes. I took them home, find out I could actually sell them for $25 a box. So with as little as a $30 investment, I was able to make $750. Now I thought, when I first started, I thought this was kind of like a novelty thing, but no, it actually happens all the time. It's so exciting because you can always find great deals when you're yard selling. If you believe that you can and you have a little bit of knowledge on how to do it, those deals are always out there. The next thing I want to talk to you about is thrift stores. If you're trying to learn how to make money, thrift store shopping is one of the easiest ways to do it. So these thrift stores are really a gold mine. When I was keeping track of what I was making almost $200 every time I walked into a thrift store. Okay, that's like more than most people make in a day, and I could go to like 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 thrift stores in one day. Okay, so this is not super difficult. Okay, anybody can do it. Even I can do it. That means you can do it. Great, we're all on the same page. So I used to think a thrift store was like a junk store where people just kind of threw away the stuff they didn't want, they didn't no longer need. It was all garbage. That's kind of what it used to look like. Okay, then I changed my way of thinking. So now I go to a thrift store, I think, oh, it's a beehive. Ooh, these people are out there gathering nectar, bringing it back to the hive, making some delicious honey, and all I've got to do, I'm the bear. I visit the thrift store and I find myself a really good deal. Or sometimes I usually find like 5 or 6 things every time I go to a thrift store, worth an average of 40 or 50 bucks an item. So these guys are out there gathering honey just for me, and I'm the big bear. I come and I say, okay, that sounds good. I would love to buy what you have. Like when I first started, I was buying a lot of bikes. I was buying bikes for like $10 or $15. I was taking the bikes, selling them for $70, $80. Okay, I had to pump up the tires. No big deal. Today, bikes aren't quite as easy to sell as they used to be. So I've moved on to a lot of other things. I sell beds, I sell headboards, you know, things that most people, they don't go to a thrift store to find, but they're just kind of there and they're kind of annoying, and people at thrift store price them low so that I can come in and buy them and sell them high. It's really exciting and really fun. So I want you guys to know that thrift stores are really, really, really a gold mine. Most of the time, thrift stores get their inventory for free. So they make a profit no matter what they sell it for. So you don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel guilty when you're making a ton of money buying stuff from thrift stores. I figure it's a good cause. I still use a coupon, but I do round up when I go to thrift stores. And I can't tell you how much money I've made off thrift stores. I mean, there's been individual thrift stores that just one thrift store I've made $10,000 a year off of. And then not all of them are the same. Some are much better than others. It just depends on how much inventory they get in and how cheaply they price it to sell it quickly. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about another method of finding. So the first one we talked about was estate sales. The second one was garage sales. The third one was thrift stores. The fourth one is online auctions. Now this is an evolving market. It has not been around very long, but it's so exciting. So have you ever made $10,000 an hour? Well, I haven't made $10,000 an hour either, but you can get pretty close with online auctions. So my wife and I, we recently purchased $4,000 worth of product at an online auction, and guess what? We knew exactly what it was worth before we purchased it. I was able to preview all the inventory, and I saw it was in excellent condition. A buddy of mine was having this estate sale. That's like, I make friends. The more friends you got, the more opportunities you have. So that does help out, having friends. I was able to preview it. I knew what I was buying, and I knew how much I would sell everything for. So we actually don't usually ever spend this much money, but we spent $4,000 at an estate sale. And man, I was like, okay, this is a lot of money to spend at one estate sale. And we were a little bit nervous. but we got the stuff home, and it was like, it was huge. We ended up selling it for right around $13,000. We've sold about 90% of it, so we're almost done. We're almost done selling it. We're probably making about $13,000 off of what we bought. So about $9,000 profit before all the fees. It's probably more like taking $8,000 and getting, or $4,000, getting your $4,000 back, making about a $7,000 profit off of it. Now that's pretty awesome. But there are so many online auctions today. You can literally, I mean, even in Boise, we have like this small population, around 200,000, but we have like 8 or 9 different online auctions that happen every single week. So how much opportunity is that for you to go out and find one that you really like, and just off of doing one online auction every week, you can make $400 or $500 easy. Just find things that are undervalued, buy them, sell them for a lot more than you paid for them. It's easy. Rinse, wash, repeat. Just do it, and you'll be surprised at how easy it is actually to find money by finding undervalued items, creating value, and then selling them for more. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys is, actually, this is like, okay, so like if you're like super lazy and you don't want to leave your house or anything like that, you just want to do like maybe like 5 deals a week, okay, you can do this one, okay? I do this one sometimes when I'm like bored or when I want to do something else. But you can buy locally on Facebook or Marketplace, and you can sell it on Amazon or eBay. So I have to tell you guys, okay, when I started doing this, my wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're spending a lot of money. I'm like, no, I'm not. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm making a lot of money. Okay, so this is the lazy man's way to make great income. All you have to do is find things that sell on Amazon or eBay for 5 times more than you would pay for them on Marketplace or on Craigslist. For example, I bought a Bowflex Revolution. You know what that is? It's like this like high-tech thing for $150, okay? And then I listed it and I sold it on Amazon for $2,300. Now this guy lived about, he lived in Seattle, so that was about 300 miles away. I had to drive my car up there and drop it off, but it totally paid for the gas. That's over $2,000 of profit on one item. So I go out there, I'll buy treadmills for $200 or $300 that I know I can sell for like $1,200 to $1,500, even $2,000. And you just wait for them to pop up. They pop up, you go and you buy them, you ship them out, freight them out, and you get a great big fat check for each one of them. So if you don't like to go out and do a ton of deals or a ton of work, this is something that might be just for fun. You know, you can even sit there right now on your computer and look on Marketplace. Look for the most expensive treadmill that you ever wanted to own in your entire life, okay? And you can't afford it, right? Because the price for a new one is like $4,000, right? But you look on Craigslist or Marketplace and you find somebody selling that $4,000 piece of exercise equipment for like $250. Well, guess what? If you find that you can sell them online for even half of what they're asking, if you can find, if you sell that $4,000 treadmill for $2,000 online and it has a sales rank and it sells for that much, then you can go out and pay $250 for something, sell it for $2,000. Even after your fees and your shipping costs, you're bringing in at least $1,000 on this deal. Again, be careful with the more expensive items. Start with the cheaper items, work your way up, okay? You want to limit your risk. You want to invest time and effort and energy into yourself, and you will be able to be phenomenal at this. So I literally could go on for hours and hours talking about all the stuff that you could buy and sell, but I'm out of time. I want to tell you that you are important, that you are the master of your own ship, that you choose your own course and you determine your own destiny. And that I truly believe that you guys can and will be successful if you really want to do something like this. It's a little bit crazy, it's a little bit outlandish, but it's not very difficult. And anybody can do it and be successful at it. And even if you're just doing it part-time, you can make $35 an hour without really knowing what you're doing. And as you know what you're doing, then your potential to make money just increases from there. Maybe that's why I know that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to and that you believe in. That's why I've been so lucky in my life, because I've had faith and I've been able to accomplish my goals. I hope you liked this video and that you learned something important that will help you improve your life. Please subscribe to my channel or like this video if you truly do like it. And I will look forward to talking to you again sometime soon. Thank you for watching and hope you have a great day.